boy, I love sharing my feelings on the website youtube.com. It's my favorite place to share my feelings, especially when there's kind of this vibe that there's just this there's like a market need for it or something. I love having that in the back of my mind before I say things. Basically all the time, always. It's a little something called irony that I was just employing there. It's a literary device. I've tried to film this video a few times before, and every time I do, I end up crying. So I'm trying to be an adult human being here and not mule pathetically over nothing. But every time I film it, this is interesting. Every time I film it, I cry a little less, which is good. It seems to imply that I'm slowly coming to terms with the things that I'm saying here, which is very important. I'm an introvert now. Yeah, I used to be an introvert, and then I decided I'd be an extrovert, and then I was an extrovert for a little bit, and now I'm being an introvert again. I was identified as an introvert, by the way, when I was younger. I would always do the Myers-Briggs test. I'd get like INXX. But then COVID happened, and I was checking out the Ottawa subreddit, because I live in Ottawa. And that place was pretty bad during COVID. Like, I remember looking at the comments, and people were like, I sure hope this pandemic goes on forever so I never have to interact with another human being again. And I was like, I don't like this. I couldn't really put my finger on it, but I was like, something's wrong. This is not good. Not good. I don't like it. So I decided to be an extrovert out of spite, basically. I was like, nope, if that's what introversion is, if it's just like an excuse to justify being antisocial, I don't want to do it. And so, yeah, I started being an extrovert. I decided I wanted a big social circle. I wanted really close friends, like ride or dies, and we would like be a team, and we would work together, and we would achieve goals together. I was like, I need people in my life. Gosh darn it. And I'm going to get them. And I'm going to be an extrovert, and that's how I'm going to get them. So, we are the stories we tell ourselves. This is something I truly believe. And I told myself I was an extrovert, and then I became an extrovert. That's how it works. I'll die on this hill, I was better at parties. I was more outwardly focused. I relied on talking through my problems with friends. And I eagerly made new friends and introduced them to each other. That was really rewarding for me, I would meet a cool guy. I'd be like, hey, you're into this, and this other cool guy's into that. You guys should be friends, and they would be friends. That was really rewarding for me, to hook people up and like make people who are, could use more friends, get more cool, valuable people in their life. I mean, that was great. That's if anything I could take away from being extroverted, that was the good part about it. There were some negatives though. There were some downsides. I didn't like being alone anymore. And I started to view being alone as like a problem, because when I was alone, I was sort of getting tortured by my own thoughts. And I was starting to feel lonely when I was alone. That's something new that hadn't happened before. And I tried really, really hard to make these communities last and be valuable, and for me to be part of some big community, and like for that community to become my life. Essentially, I wanted to be wrapped up in it. In my modest and humble but earnest attempt to make communities, I've noticed that there is a thick layer of resistance around the average citizen that really seems to hate the idea. Any kind of community, really. Even if you like suggest to them, hey, maybe you should join a community, or it's like they're like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Like, I have my dog. I have my dog. That's a community, right? I have a Discord server. And fair enough. Fair enough. Look, fair enough. I'm not here to say anything bad about your Discord server, okay? There's this kind of deep apprehension to the other, if the other can really be trusted. I can't really fully articulate it, but it feels like there's a layer of sediment between people, a layer of unnatural sediment that prevents them from connecting. And I say unnatural because obviously a little bit of distance between people is important and necessary and good, but it's like people really find the idea of having close people in your life besides people you share blood with very I don't know, there's like an immediate kind of revulsion or resistance to that. I think people really like their own little loops that they're in. You get your own little cube. You can set things in your cube up just the way you like it, and then maybe once in your life you can introduce one other person into your cube and you can rub genitals together, and that's it. That's all you get. Maybe a dog as well, or a cat, or a rat, or a gerbil, but that's it. If you experience this kind of resistance to community firsthand, if you're an extrovert, being an extrovert kind of has sucked over the last few years, and if you've experienced it firsthand, then maybe you know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't. Maybe this is just me, though. Who knows? Many times, and with many people, I was prepared to devote my life, pool my resources, be someone's ride or die. And many times, maybe even every time, I was not met with the same enthusiasm or any at all. I have a lot of really sad, kind of funny, but kind of sad stories about, I don't know, like, I'll be like, hey, please play music with me. I'm begging someone to just like hang out with me. I'm like, why am I begging someone to hang out with me? Like, it's so sad. So sad, you know? It's like, why am I putting in the legwork to make anything happen at any point? Like, are people so content to just live their own solitary existences and then die? But again, maybe it's just me. I'm not making any I'm not Dreg anymore. I'm Jay Regular. I'm not going to make any social statements, okay? None. Well, I might do some, but there'll be a little character break later on. I'm not going to get into specifics because I don't want you to, know every little detail about my life here, but I would say I probably mostly failed at doing what I was setting out to do. I achieved some other things I didn't set out to do, which is cool. I built a couple cool connections, which I'm proud of, but I think I was really losing sight and track of my own internal self. And that's not even necessarily true. I'm just coping. I've basically given up on people here. It's too painful. People are too painful. It's too painful to be around people. I am lonely. I've been lonely my entire life, and there are people, most people it seems, who know less people than me, have less close relationships than me, see their friends once a year and aren't lonely because they are happy being themselves, I assume, alone. And I guess I'm not. I guess that's the only conclusion I can come to, right? If I need something that other people don't need, problems with me, right? It's not some social issue. No, it's with me. So so I'm being alone now. I'm trying to figure out what all this being alone stuff's all about. And I've been alone for the last month or so. And it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. I really enjoy hearing my own thoughts. That's fun. That's cool. And I work out every day, go to the gym, got my little routine down, take a little cold shower, make myself breakfast, do some journaling, do some reading, all solitary activities, because that seems to be what most people like doing. So I'm like, okay, this is cool. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I want to need people when everyone else seems so happy not needing people. It's like beyond the one person you're rubbing your genitals together with, you don't need anybody else. Just a nice, dark, warm cube and some person to rub your genitals together with. Sometimes not even the person to rub your genitals together with. Not because you couldn't get a partner, but because you can't be asked. Too much trouble. Kind of like, oh, hey, I got to rank 2 of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Time to throw in the towel. Rank 3, maybe one day. But let's not even think about the other ones, okay? Just we'll stop at 2 out of 5. I have a friend who didn't leave the house in like 6 months, and I'd been trying to hang out with him or talk to him or get in touch with him or whatever, and he just seemed to have no desire to hang out with anybody anymore. He was just like living his own solitary life, working a remote job, didn't have to leave the house. You got Uber Eats, you got unlimited degenerate things on the internet to entertain yourself with. So, he was fine. He was fine not needing people. And I was mad. I was really mad at him. I was like very mad. I get mad at a lot of people when they do this, when they pull away from people, when they act like they're the only people that they need in their life. I always get mad. And I was like, why am I getting so mad at these people? And I realized it's because I am jealous of them. I am jealous that they don't need people, because I was at the place at that point where I needed to need people. I wanted to need people, but it was painful. It was so painful needing people. And there is a very fine line between schizoid personality disorder and the new way of life we are all living. And it's hard for me to look at this norm and not conclude that we are all so sick. But I do not want to look at the world like that. Seems like a maladaptive way of thinking. So instead of being a pessimist, do you know that optimists make more money on average than pessimists? It's true. So I have no choice really but to look at the brighter side of things. So I want to make more money. I don't want to be sick anymore. I want to be healthy. I want to be healthy so bad, guys. I want to be healthy so bad. I love the way my mouth curls into a smile whenever I have to express an emotion like this. Like, what am I doing? I'm like a shark or something. I don't want to need people anymore. I want to be good. I want to do what's expected of me. I want to learn how to live alone in a dark room. I want to be satisfied by the glow of a computer monitor and the sound of silence. I want to fit into this world and feel like I belong, and I don't. I never have felt like I've belonged. And in learning to be alone like everyone else, maybe I can be alone like everyone else. And in that way, maybe I can have a connection of some kind. A connection with everyone else, alone in their cubes, slowly aging in front of their computer screens. And it's not much of a connection, but it's something. And honestly, I'll take it. We complain a lot about cults. Did you notice that? Cults? This is a tangent. I haven't really connected this back to the rest of my piece here, but I don't know. I just found that weird. Oh, cults. Oh, this is a cult. Like, what's our fascination with cults here, huh? I mean, yeah, cults are bad, okay. But what are you really saying here when you're? I think I might join a cult. I don't know if this is a cultural thing, by the way, this resistance that I notice in terms of, I'll just say the word, atomization. I really hope it's a cultural thing, because if it's not, I am fucked. And, you know, I did some traveling over the last few years. I don't think it's a cultural thing. So, okay, here's a question, though. Here's a question. I assume people aren't like me. People are pretty much happy by themselves. You got to take people at their word. You know, I've asked people, are you content? Most people say they're content, just hanging out, being alone. But let's pretend that there are people like me. What happens? Tell me what happens. Tell me what happens if that need isn't met for a long period of time, maybe like their entire lives. What happens? What happens? Guess. Leave your answer in the comments section below. Maybe you have an optimistic answer. Maybe you think, you know, they'll just forget it. Here, I have 3 guesses, okay? Your guesses are as good as mine. 1, we get a brain chip that gets rid of the need for community in our heads. If we get it, I'm first in line. Click, click, chink, whoop. Just get the part of me that needs other people out of here, because it's not been good for me. All right, number 2, mental illness keeps going up. This implies there's going to be like more. No, this is just the regular rate of mental illness. You can just keep doing what you're doing. Line 3. You're going to see some dark things happen. Okay, end of social point. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do it. I'm kicking a lot of bad habits here simultaneously. I am sick of making social points. I'm tired of being bitter and angry about abstract concepts. I don't think the abstract concepts can hear me. I don't think the abstract concepts care very much at all. I don't think the world is accepting constructive criticism right now. I want to figure it out, genuinely. I want to be like everyone, because I want to stop hurting. I want to figure out how to stop hurting like this. I want to figure out how to stop wanting like this. I want to stop feeling lonely. I want to figure out how to be alone. I don't like making videos like this. I haven't made a video like this in quite a while, actually, because I've associated being vulnerable on the internet with like people with no friends thinking that I'm their best friend. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention this point as an aside, because it's actually the primary reason I don't make more honest content on this channel, as honest as me carefully, you know, framing my life can be. Because I don't like playing into this like parasociality stuff. I really don't. I mean, it's just a guttural thing. You know, clearly if you're latching on to some guy on the internet, you're missing something. There's something absent from your real world life in the way that I simply cannot be. Oh God, another social point? I didn't even know I was doing it this time. Because of my newfound isolation, I now no longer have anyone to distract me from making YouTube videos on the internet. For the rest of the year, I will be releasing at least 3 videos a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, covering all kinds of different topics from all kinds of different perspectives. I've been kind of pulled in like a million directions right now. Too many ideas. I need to just get stuff out, basically. Yeah, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I will either release videos on this channel here or upload it to my second channel if it's a spoken word poem or something like rougher, generally. Something I'm trying out, testing. I'm going to test some songs there, maybe. This officially begins part 2 of the J Regular arc, which is a J Regular upload schedule, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Although I will stray into some non-J Regular topics here and there. Hopefully that's okay. Hopefully that's okay. Guys, will you let me do this on my own channel? Guys? Yeah. Well, no tears. That's good. That's good. Got close there, but no tears. Good.
You thought you'd have friends that would stay by your side through thick and thin. You guys would ride the tide towards fame and success and meaningful lives, brotherhood, love and war, escape the 9 to 5. But no, that's not how your story goes, no. And it's time you grow up and show yourself that you don't need to rely on anyone else in order to survive. No one's coming to save you. No one's gonna help you out. It might seem sad, but your friends aren't your dad, and in time you might find it doesn't have to be so bad. To be alone, to be alone, to be alone. I'm learning slowly to be alone, to be alone, to be alone, but never lonely. I'm learning to be alone again. No lovers, no family, no friends. I'm learning to be alone again. And maybe if I do, I can stop needing them. I dreamed of a community of people who understood me, and I understood them truly. But I guess I'm not a man of the 21st century. I thought I was, but I'm not. But I'm flexible, my parts are interchangeable, and I will scrape out the parts that don't fit until I do, until I am alone, but not lonely.
Pro tip, if you ever see someone reading about happiness, it's over for them.